So, Spud, how's your day?
Not bad, man. It was a long day, productive, few sessions. Got up early, but kind of ended the night a little bit early myself. Got some work I gotta do. Today was all right. It was all right.
That's what's up. So, the times of your sessions, like, tell me about it. Like, is it like once a day?
I get calls constantly. I mean, just a few seconds ago, I got a phone call. My sessions usually start, say, noon, and they could end well into 5 a.m. There's no real telling, depending on who's booking and if I'm willing to take the session if they didn't book in advance. There's no real set time. I'm kind of open 24 hours a day, anytime I'm free.
And how do they know about you? Out of nowhere, like, oh, SHU Studios. You know what I mean?
I mean, a lot of people are recommended from other artists that come here, but also on my website, I do a little PR. But I use social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, also on the website, Craigslist, any outlet that I can get, any type of PR and I use. But a lot of people been coming from recommendations. Someone will record here, then they'll tell somebody else about it, and then they'll come to.
That's crazy because I remember looking on your Instagram and I seen your name on one of the on the wall, and I was like, dang, he's that big. Like,
And the artist who did that is from Canada.
that's what's up.
He's been following me for a while. I think 2 years. He's been following me. He likes music, so he's been checking out a lot of stuff I've been doing. And he was like, "Yo, I got a surprise for you." And he sent me the picture, and he put it up like in a town in like Ottawa or somewhere in Canada. He did 3 locations, but he told me one of them he got caught at, so he didn't want to send me that location.
That's crazy because
But
like it's not small either. It's like
yeah, it's big, man. It felt good. I was like, wow, that's what's up, man. I couldn't thank him enough for that. And he told me not to say his name though, just for legal purposes.
yeah, yeah.
But he looked out for me, and that energy is good. It was good energy, man.
That's what's up. Also on your Instagram, I seen jelly meat. What's jelly mean? I see hats and clothing. Like, tell me
Yeah,
about that.
well, after rounding off Sport Brooklyn as a branding company, I wanted to maximize merchandising. I wanted to clash the all aspects of media and kind of put out from fashion to music to videos, photos, and the last thing was actually merchandise. So we came out with the Spud brand at first, where it was just the exclamation mark and the I want in shirts, and then we went into the fitteds with the logo, and then that's when I wanted to branch out to the new market, the now market, which was the snapbacks, and then we came out with the Jelly Me. A lot of the females were in love with the Spud Brooklyn shirts, but they were geared to men, so it's big sizes. So girls would get them and cut them up. So that's probably, I'm going to come out with a direct line for the females. And that's when we did the Jelly Me. And so far they eating it up. I got a person in California who did some shoots for me.
Yeah,
Sent over the
I was
pictures.
gonna ask you about that.
That was pretty cool. Again, that was met on social media. I got someone in France by the name of Well Summers, who's a model in
Dang,
France,
France.
who's gonna do a shoot for me out there with the brand. So it's cool, it's people taking liking to what I'm doing, and it feels good that I could add that energy and people from all likes could enjoy what I'm doing,
That's crazy. So like, what like it's crazy because you're not just an artist. You also put out clothes. What else do you do? Like, what else do you do?
I mean, from the music aspect, as being an artist, songwriting, I write in all different genres of music. We've been placing records for other artists such as Kelly Clarkson, Avril Lavigne. I'm writing records geared to their projects. I'm doing the engineer thing with SHU Studios. We're shooting videos under the SHU Studio, video and film. We're doing photo shoots. You name it, we do it. And outside of the music, I also do the presentations, with my partner Darren Schmidt for YBI. So I just try to be busy and active. We want to start the radio, SHU Radio, internet line. We want to even thinking about doing an indie label with the amount of artists that have been coming through. some real good talent. So even that we're trying to expand, and it's just being open minded to the arts. And wherever a door opens or wherever we could fit it in, we just trying to pound it as much as we can.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, since you was talking about artists, what do you think about the artists nowadays?
I'm trying to be fair. I remember when I was young listening to hip hop in the '90s and in the '80s, hip hop heads would look at us like, "Oh, your music is trash. Your music is this. It's not hip hop." And I remember how I used to feel. So sometimes I catch myself when I be like, "Yo, I'm listening to some of these artists, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe some of the things they're saying." But even though I catch myself, I still gotta say it's changed dramatically, man. I mean, lyricism was one of the major aspects in my era of hip hop. You had to be able to like really rap. If we couldn't rewind it or be like, "Ooh, we heard that," it wasn't really it wasn't really an impact on us. Now it's basically the beat. It's almost like anything new is hot until it burns out, and then they mimic it with another artist, kind of the same thing. And there's no real concept to it as far as the art. I'm not trying to turn down on the business because the business is booming, but it's just the art of it has most definitely tarnished a whole lot.
Yeah, buying CDs is not like.
I mean, buy a CD. We can get everything we want free, so it's not really buying. But for the music that's coming out, it's not even the same way you wanted to buy it. You know what I'm saying? We used to wait, hug on every opportunity we heard an album release date. We got to get the album. It was almost like the sneaker game now is the album game. You got kids waiting online for sneakers. When there used to be albums at one time. Look, all the stores that sell CDs are closing.
True.
Where's Tower? Where's Virgin? There's no Virgin records, man.
That is true.
So everything is online. So music has changed dramatically overall, but the quality has just got worse, in my opinion, man.
That's what's up. So you think rappers they call themselves MCs. You know what I mean? Some call themselves rappers, you know what I mean? Like what makes an artist be an MC? And tell us what's the difference between a rapper and an MC.
Okay, first I gotta quote one of the greatest MCs, Rakim. He said, "MC means move the crowd." And that was just a broad definition of it. To me, the difference between a rapper and an MC, a rapper could put words together. He'll make words rhyme and jumble off a few things. But I think an MC actually adds life experiences, whether he experienced it or he was told by another, and can intertwine them with emotions and be witty of it. He can make a song about his hardship be appealing to you. And I think what separates a lot of them now is MCs can actually give you a heartfelt record. I believe every MC at some point in their life gives you the record where they expose themselves to the world but make it appealing. It's not like, everybody got a hard story to talk about. But when you hear an MC actually put it in some words and make it appealing, make it, like you say, not even just a lyricist, being a lyricist in it, it's just actually conveying that message. I think that's an MC, being able to convey the message from your experience rather than just putting up a bunch of words about a party and how much stuff you pop and strippers and Molly and all that other stuff. But that's an MC, one who can convey life experiences with the idea of music and harmony and get it to someone and make it appealing.
So you think any rappers now are considered MCs or MCs are just dead? Like nowadays there's no MCs at all.
I think the idea of MC, the original idea of MC, it's not dead, but it's not. It's almost like the old boxing game when you had heavyweights and everybody was watching these brawls and these big fights, and then it just became, basically the pay-per-view show where everybody wanted to put something up real quick and make a big boom. So I think the MC category is kind of on pause right now. There's nobody really MCing. Not saying there's no MCs out there, There are especially MCs from the early days who are still doing it now. But I think for a lot of the young kids, they don't appreciate the art enough to be an MC. They want to be rappers. They want the chains. They want the fame. They want the $100,000 cars and so forth. But the art of an MC is not respected anymore.
It's not there. It's not
No,
there.
it's not.
So, any artists you like now? Like,
A lot of the new artists I'm not really excited about. There's a few Drake records I can appreciate, as well as Big Sean and J. Cole. A lot of these new artists that's coming out. There's a record I can hear and I can be like, all right, cool, I get where he's coming from. But have I bought any of those records? No, I haven't bought a record in a long time, man. So, like I said earlier,
and it's not because you're an artist either, right? Like, you respect their grind, right?
yeah, no, I respect the grind because especially, I can't put food on their plate. So they're gonna do what they have to do to be successful in whatever idea of success they feel it is. So I respect the grind. Like I respect the peanut butter and jelly records. I respect the chicken noodle soup records. You know what I'm saying? Because those records generated a good amount of money for the artist. But as the art, as an MC, as an artist, as someone who could appreciate talent, those records, I can't invest my money and say I'm going to drop this amount of dollars to buy that record. No, I respect you. Do what you do. But I can't peel off for that. I just can't do it, man.
So,
It's like buying a burger that you don't want to eat.
true. Like, who wants that?
Yeah, I'm not going to buy it. I don't want it.
Yeah, you're right.
I
You're right.
don't want it.
So, people always ask like the best rapper alive. You know what I mean? Like, who's the best rapper alive, or who is the best rapper right now? Same question, but
The best rapper alive. There was a time when I would have said Jay-Z hands down. There was a time. Nas been on his tail from day one. If Nas could kept up,
you would say Jay-Z over Nas.
I'm gonna give you an explanation. The reason why I said Nas been on Jay-Z's tail, like he's been there the whole time. I think Nas at some time that his creativity outshadow his gift as an MC, and as the fans and listeners, they didn't know what they were gonna get from Nas. At one moment he was Nostradamus, or you didn't know if he was gonna be the street corner rapper, or he's gonna be the, Shoy do it for ice or whatever the case may be. And I think that lost a lot of people. So I would have gave it to Jay-Z hands down. But as time progressed and the way the market's changing, I see Jay-Z and a lot of the artists have come to terms with how it's running now and actually starting to make the nowadays records. And again, I can't be mad at Jay-Z, for putting food on his plate, but how much money did he need? You know what I'm saying? Like, you good, son. You can make the same records. But then you have to ask yourself, is he living the same lifestyle to make those records? And a lot of people say, oh, he's changed. He's grown up. Or he's in a whole new bracket, so his music is going to change. But as most rappers are, they made records that they didn't live. They had all this money in their records, or they shot 1 million people that never did it. So for someone to tell me, he can't make those records because he ain't about that life no more. He's in this bracket now. That's really bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I would have gave it to him hands down to get back to your question. And but I would probably stay to this day that the greatest right now, I would probably give it to Nas. I think he solidified the MC bracket long enough for most of the MCs that are putting out records. Not totally alive, but completely alive. Let me change that. But for MCs putting out records to this day, I think he kept the basis of an overall MC and not just for the market or not just the record. So a lot of my Brooklynites are gonna hang me for this, but I gotta give it to Nas as of today.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I would have said Jay-Z probably.
Yeah.
That's still my boy. But as the MC, I gotta keep it 100. Nas, he kept the MC fire rolling.
That's what's up. So for any of these artists now, any advice would you give them? Like,
New or old, like on or unsigned. Because my advice would change. Like for the unsigned artists, I get a lot of artists who come in here and they're like, "Yeah, I want my music mastered," and they focus so much on wanting to look professional that they let the time pass and actually creating and focusing on the art. So I would tell the up and coming artists like, focus on your art, know your weak points, your strength. Focus on what's good for you, what sounds good, what's comfortable for you, and focus on that because at the end of it all, your package is your music. And if someone can hear the potential in it, then you could get the majors or whoever you want to invest in it to master and do all that stuff. So I would share with the up and coming artists like focus on the music. As far as artists that are on, I doubt they want to take any advice from me because they'll be like, "Yo, I'm doing good." I would just say, don't be a slave to the machine. Remember where you started from. Remember what you came in the game for. If you came in the game just to get money, and forget about the art or the MC, do that. If you came in there because you love music, then do that. Whatever it is you came in the game for, then that's what you do. That would be my advice to anybody that's on. Just do what you came in the game for. That's what I would say.
where do you think music is striving towards? Like, where do you think it's going towards?
As far as hip hop,
Uh-huh.
I think hip hop's the only genre of music that places it in a box. Every other genre of music, you have these old time guys doing shows to this day. Kiss could come out with a tour right now, and nobody be like, "Oh, these old dudes, they still trying to do it." But let a 36-year-old rapper come out, oh, he's too old. And I think hip hop limits itself to actually have legends. Every other genre has a legend, a great. Why hip hop has to have the old school? You know, somebody right now, if I was to bring up KRS One in a conversation, I'd probably get laughed at. Rakim, I'd probably get laughed at. We don't allow hip hop to grow into the future with legends, and I think that's why the music takes its turn in the decrease of talent. But music runs the world. Everything has music. Video games, movies, cards, game, anything you can name of music actually takes a part. Music plays a part in advertisement. So music is always going to be around. I just think the formula of how music gets out is going to change.